Maximus Analysis here at April 28th, 2015, and we see that we are having all types of fun today. Going down, giving sell signals, reversing back up. Again, is this going to give us our pop that will mirror something like this? We shall see. Again, this was the sell signal, was definitely the low of 2100, and actually was 20. I think the low of today was actually 2088, and I thought 2096 would be the sell. So we have to see exactly what's going to happen right here, right now. Again, this could be another move similar to that one, but we'll have to see how this one goes. We had NQ action was pretty sporadic as well. Came down, gave a sell signal, but it continued and fought back intraday. You can look on a 15-minute chart and really see that they really fought back pretty well from this flush all the way down from like 10 o'clock. So again, it's churning, but we'll see how this one plays out. And again, the bullish bias has to be put in place. YM, pretty much the same thing. You pretty much have this. It's still just very sideways back movement, quite honestly. And again, you had the sell signal. Remember, at one point, this candle was fully red, and they fought back off of this downtrend line that I have here and fought all the way back up near the highs. So that looks good for the YM, and the IWM is actually just sideways right now. Gap down has been sideways for the whole time. Who else we have? We have bonds continuing to look down, so they're not holding this 129 pivot. So they might be going to the upside, but again, we have to be cautious. And we had crude is still sideways, very sideways. So again, the bias would have to be to the downside, but if you're going to look for a long, it'd probably be above these areas, and it has to crush over that $60 mark. Apple earnings. Again, it came up, gapped up, and gave it all back. Again, this is all-time highs, and it came all the way down. Again, if you're going to take this engulfing pattern, then the high would be, the stop would be above the high. I would not take that right here, right now. I would want to see a better setup because it's definitely in a bull trend. You have Amazon gave back some, but again, it had a huge gap, so this is fine. And you see the volume decreasing to the downside, so we want to see how much pullback we're going to get from here. Excuse me. We have Google. Google was pretty silent today, but again, from filling this gap, so they have a gap fill, and we'll see if they continue for some more upside. Got to see how much legs this thing had. Goldman pretty much is going to be up or try to hold up because it's one of the highest weighted Dow components for them to hold it. So if you look at the Dow, you can see probably the best performer was actually Merck, and then from there it's pretty much just break even regarding how much movement between the 30 stocks. So you just want to make sure you look at that stuff to kind of make sure you're looking at the big picture here. We had Tesla giving back a little bit, but again, I'll be rolling up my stop to at least halfway here to protect some profits. If you got in basically at this 209 area, it should have paid very, very well, and it's bucking up against some resistance. The only thing I have above this is if it gets back over that 234.74, it can reach 245.39. So we want to see how that one plays out. You have Twitter, which I probably should talk about. This is nasty action. Basically, they must have leaked that they missed. So the only good thing out of this is that hopefully if people were in this, they got stopped out versus trying to gamble over the earnings and getting reamed on the open. Basically, think of this candle as a gap down. If you're in the option side, you could not get out. So that's the only benefit of this type of price action, that if people are in there, at least they could get stopped out. That means less money for the market makers and the ARBs and the basket programs and the flash boys. At least if you have protected stops, or if you took a whole position, you could probably even have taken some of the position off. There's probably people that are going to gamble to the long side for this, but that's just a pure lotto gamble play. But again, I'm just happy, at least is where it sounds. I don't like to hold over earnings, and this is why, but at least somebody must have leaked out some information and the market responded accordingly. So again, let's see how this price action moves. We're in really, really crappy price action, quite honestly. And I could just show you from just looking at this ES chart again that again, we want to have a couple closes over this, which we looking a couple closes over this 2110 area, and it's just getting bucking up against it. We had this one, gave it back, sell signal, trying to fight back after hours to get back over 2110, but we want to see something really happen. Again, this could fly back up and it would be something similar to this pattern, so we'll see what happens. But this whole thing, you got to remember at the end of the day that here is right here, this point is where the year started. So we're pretty much right where the year started again, and we're already going into April-May timeframe. So we'll see. Take care.